Well, the second part of the meeting, the bilateral meeting between President Donald Trump and the President Macron, just concluded with the joint press conference. And the two leaders again reaffirmed the relationship between the U.S. and France. But most of the discussion today build on the earlier meeting that took place today on the G7 the G7 leader video conference. And now the two leaders in their remarks to the press today talk about moving forward with the Ukraine agreement and finding an agreement, a peace deal agreement that they are currently negotiating on to end the almost the 3-year war that has been going on, the Russia aggression against Ukraine. So part of the conversation today that the two leaders had again built on the commitment. As we know, last week there was a meeting that took place in Saudi Arabia led by the Saudi people that regarding finding a peace deal to the war in Ukraine. So this bilateral meeting, as well as the G7 meeting earlier this morning, built on those meetings, and they agree that there is a way forward. They are sort of seeing a way forward to end the war that has killed thousands of people and destroyed several of the landmark buildings in Ukraine as well. And President Donald Trump also said he will be meeting, he has on schedule that although a day is not announced, but he will be meeting with the president of Ukraine, President Zelensky, and later on this week he will also meet with the Prime Minister of UK that will visit him at the White House. They agreed that, as I mentioned earlier on, that regarding the critical minerals that the President Donald Trump proposed has sort of a collateral to a guarantee that a deal will be signed between him when President Zelensky visits the White House. So a deal will be signed between the U.S. and Ukraine in exchange for U.S. support. And President Donald Trump said, there has been a lot of money that the U.S. have contributed to support Ukraine. So President Macron said France, as well as other European nations, will step in to carry much of that body to ensure that the negotiation that is going on, the peace agreements, we move forward as needed to bring an end to this war. Ukraine, as if we remember, at the beginning of this war 3 years ago, had significant impact on food security across the world. The world was also just coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic at that period. So you have several significant African nations depend significantly on wheat from Ukraine, and the Turkey President Erdogan, were able to negotiate at that period with Russia and Ukraine to have access regarding the seed, so wheat can be delivered to African nations. So African President Zelensky as well as traveled to South Africa and met with East African leaders as well to regarding gearing up support from African leaders regarding his defending his sovereignty. So the meeting today, both leaders said they were very, very happy with the bilateral conversation that they had, as well as the conclusion of the G7 leader video conference that took place today. So this wrap up our report for today, and we will be bringing you more in our news reports through the newsletter and as well as on the website. Thank you very much for watching.